Okay, we have some questions, so let's move forward with some of these. The first one, so Stefan, if I can direct this one to you, just if we consider Caroline's presentation, she showed a lot of interesting figures and data and an outlook for the developments of the opportunities in the transmission business, the new short-term products, for example, and more bundled capacities. So being the CEO of Viergas and your experience in the transmission business, a fairly open question, but how do you see the future of the gas transportation market? How do you see it developing?
Yeah, I see a strong development insofar that today the TSOs, or as Caroline said, the guardians of the universe, no, only of the securities of supply, unfortunately. So the guardians are fully answering the capacity and the transmission demand of the customers, and then they optimize the transports with their neighboring TSOs across the border. But there it ends, and they are not incentivized, or let's say they are disincentivized to do more. That means going for a broader optimization on the borders and internationally. So that is the current status. But I see two things coming in that will change the picture drastically. One is there will be a lot more focus on the cost, and also I expect on the emissions caused by transports. That is one side, but the other side is that we have an ever-growing complexity. So we are losing coal and nuclear, at least they are sharply declining. We are having increasing volatility coming from the renewables. We have the energy community countries coming into our systems. We will see in, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, the first hydrogen and blends coming in. And we have to admit that we have put a lot more eggs in the electricity basket now, and have to be careful with the stability of that network. So in other words, this needs to be answered. And I see personally, after all the time with Route4Gas, that we need to master that complexity and algorithms. And the way, for example, Route4Gas is handling these issues is a way to support the flexibility of the networks and the optimization of the networks as such. So I would even assume that in times of growing let's say, pressure on the networks, tools like an algorithm, tools like Route4Gas would be used also by the TSOs themselves in order to optimize and have more free capacities in their networks, and also a little bit more flexibility. And I saw the graphs that Caroline had, in particular, for example, when we looked at the southern border and as Tavisio. So you could see that something could be reached also on the physical side, and that was also the first thought I had, optimization on the physical side, not so much on the trading side. So that is a new way to handle gas networks, and that is a way I think we will take. Justin.
Nice, thank you, Stefan. Yeah, I have to say I totally agree with you. I think innovation that needs to make sure it's adapting to the development of essentially more flexibility and new products coming into the market. So thank you very much for your insight there.